Hi, this is Chris Kemp, and this is a screen capture and audio recording of Hooked. In Hooked, you'll discover the 7 principles of attraction marketing that you can use in life and business for success. Hooked. How to turn indifferent prospects into loyal customers who are hooked for life, by Chris Kemp. Disclaimer. The information contained in this ebook, book, website, video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is not intended to make promises of significant changes in any capacity. It is recommended that you should always seek the advice of a professional financial planner or investment consultant with any questions you have regarding choices, happiness, or before undertaking any actions discussed, suggested, referred to, or recommended in this ebook, book, website, video, or audio. Furthermore, this ebook, book, website, video, audio, and the information contained herein is not intended to be a source of advice, financial or otherwise, with respect to the material presented, and the information and/or documents contained in this website, and does not constitute financial or investment advice. None of the authors, contributors, or anyone else connected with Hooked in any way whatsoever can be responsible for your use of the information contained or linked from this ebook, book, website, video, audio. By reading Hooked, the reader acknowledges and agrees to the fullest extent permitted by law. None of the writers, contributing writers, editor, production team, or anyone else associated with or related to the ebook of Hooked accept any responsibility or liability for the accuracy of Hooked or any use made of Hooked by the reader, whether or not arising from the understanding, misunderstanding, or negligence of the content within Hooked, or 2, shall be liable for any results or consequences, nor any direct, indirect, or consequential loss of damage resulting from such irregularity, inaccuracy, or use of the information. The site contains copyrighted material, the use of which has not always been specifically authorized by the copyright owner, in accord with our mission to educate and entertain readers with information they can use to advance understanding of realizing their physical, mental, spiritual, emotional goals, and also financial goals and lifestyle goals. The performance represented is historical, and that past performance is not a reliable indicator of future results, and readers may not reach the goals that are explained in this ebook. The term used within this ebook, book, website, video can be understood to mean many different things to many different people. For that reason, attaining the results can greatly fluctuate depending on one's meaning of the words and also as a result of the economy and other factors and unforeseen circumstances, and is therefore not guaranteed. We do not make warranties about the completeness, reliability, and accuracy of this information. Therefore, any action you take upon the information in this ebook, book, website, video, audio is strictly at your own risk, and we will not be liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of this ebook, book, website, video, audio. Discover the 7 principles of attraction marketing that you can use in life and business for success. Hooked. How to turn indifferent prospects into loyal customers who are hooked for life, by Chris Kemp. Table of Contents. About this ebook, page 10. About the author, page 11. Introduction, page 13. The 7 Principles, page 16. Listen, page 17. Means values and ends values, page 22. Tell them the truth, page 25. Use humor, page 28. The power of curiosity, page 33. 7 steps to selling a product or a service, page 37. Tell a story, page 43. Demonstrate value, page 47. Establish rapport, page 52. Summary, page 56. Additional help, page 57. About the author, page 58. About this ebook. You are about to discover 7 principles of attraction marketing that you can use in life and business for success. Applying these principles will enable you to turn indifferent prospects into loyal customers who are hooked for life. These principles are both simple and profound. Simple because they are straightforward, easy to memorize, and easy to use strategies. Profound because these principles, when used effectively, can yield profound results. For best results, read this book more than once. Using your favorite pen and notebook, write down the seven principles and refer to them before every business meeting with a new prospect or client. Keep detailed notes about which strategies work best for you. I look forward to hearing about your results. Onward! Chris Kemp, bicycledays@yahoo.com. About the author. Chris Kemp is a writer, copywriter, digital marketer, musician, and creative entrepreneur. His writings include 19 ebooks, 5 screenplays, 2 musicals, a novel, and hundreds of blog posts and email sequences. He specializes in lead generation and writing copy for landing pages, squeeze pages, and email marketing campaigns. Contact him at bicycledays@yahoo.com. Some of his websites include chriskemp.com, self-development made simple, chriskempcreative.com, build an audience and grow your profits, bicycledays.com, find yourself, free yourself, bring your ideas to life, makebigprofits.net, get effective strategies to escape the 9 to 5, your own private ATM, discover how to make money online quickly, attract, don't chase. Introduction. The idea for this book came to me one night in a burst of inspiration, causing me to jot down notes as fast as I could on the whiteboard that I sat on my lap. For the last few weeks, on 5-minute breaks for the moving company where I worked, while others smoked and chatted, I was sitting quietly, poring over personal development books like Focal Point by Brian Tracy and The Gift by Shad Helmstetter. To be honest, I was frustrated from the hard, mindless work of lugging heavy furniture up and down flights of stairs and felt physically beaten down due to a work-related injury. A fall off a landing dock, catching my left leg just below the knee, against a folded-up loading ramp, resulting in a contusion, blood beneath the skin, swelling. There's still a bump and it's tender. A drive to the emergency clinic, followed by a tetanus shot. So, to keep myself sane and my mind occupied as I lugged this useless, overpriced and overweight furniture, along with the abundance of clothes packed in wardrobe boxes, I read personal development books on breaks, then mused on what I had learned while carrying stuff around. A lot of the guys I worked with had work-related injuries, scars, bruises, bad backs, and I did not want to end up like them, acting out this seemingly weather-beaten screenplay of the jaded moving company grunt, participating in the myth of hard-working, hard-drinking, heavy-smoking laborer. Does anyone really want a job like that for 10, 20, 30 years? One of the guys has been working there 20 years. He complains and he doesn't look too happy to be working there either. Seeing this job as an outside on the inside, I can honestly say I don't think anyone wants to work this kind of job, but because they don't know exactly what they want, nor have they gained the skills in the area to move forward toward their goal, they're lifting furniture all day long. Of course, I can only speak for myself though. Personally, I wanted something bigger. On the short term, I wanted out. I was praying to get fired, something my girlfriend, Megan, will attest if you ask her. What do I like doing? Developing websites based around my interest, especially real estate investing and natural health and wellness cures. My main goal is to empower people to have excellent health and to work at home for themselves. For that reason alone, I study marketing materials to enable me to reach people in a relevant way, economically and physically, which in turn equips them physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. One evening, sitting at the desk, the ideas for a marketing book came to me, almost like a depth charge in the sea of my psyche. 15 minutes later, I had penned 7 principles for attracting and turning potential customers or strangers into loyal customers or even friends. Perhaps my interest in reading and studying marketing over the last year has culminated in this book, a distillation of what I have learned. Personally, once I accumulate a certain amount of knowledge in a specific area, I feel compelled to give it away, which is almost a cleaning process or a cleansing process of my mind, a catharsis of sorts. And once I give it away, it expands. Others benefit, and I get more back. The goal of this book is threefold. 1, to help you get more prospects. 2, to help you convert those prospects into loyal customers who buy from you. 3, to get those customers so happy to know you that they tell their friends about you. You can probably use this book to 1, to help you meet more people. 2, to help you turn those strangers into loyal friends who will help you accomplish your goals and help motivate, challenge, and inspire you in some way. 3, to get those friends so happy to know you that they tell their friends about you. I hope you enjoy this book, apply the principles, and get amazing results. Let me know what happens when you put these principles to use. Chris Kemp. P.S. Most of the photos in this book are from the website www.pexels.com. That's Pexels.com. Special thanks for permission to use their photos. They are a great resource for free-to-use photos and videos. The 7 principles. You're about to discover 7 principles of attraction marketing that you can use in life and business for success. Applying these principles will enable you to turn indifferent prospects into loyal customers who are hooked for life. Here are the 7 principles. Number 1, listen. Number 2, tell them the truth. Number 3, use humor. Number 4, use curiosity. Number 5, tell a story. Number 6, demonstrate value. Number 7, establish rapport. These principles are both simple and profound. Simple because they are straightforward, easy to memorize, and easy to use strategies. Profound because these principles, when used effectively, can yield profound results that are both measurable and specific. If you want to build your audience and grow your profits, keep reading and keep listening. Let's explore these 7 principles in more detail. Listen. Listen. Ask questions. Speak in terms of what the other person wants. If you've worked at an office, you've probably met the person who everyone avoids because they talk about themselves so much and don't know when to stop. They're like a broken water fountain of boring information. You walk up to get a drink, or ask a question in this case, then get drowned in their incessant babble. If only they knew how they repel people by talking so much about themselves. And here's a quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes. It is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. A quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes. A simple way to attract people to you is by listening. Actively listening. Forgetting yourself entirely. Visualizing what the other person is saying. Then once he's finished talking, ask him a question that is specific to what he told you. Ask for clarification or an example. In doing this, you'll find out what someone else is interested in, their pursuits, hobbies, goals, and you'll gain favor in their eyes as being rare. Most people don't listen, and valuable because you're listening to them. Also, in listening, this will enable you to kind of identify the way they come to make decisions and how they map their journey through life. So listening is very important. Let me tell you a story. When I was in high school, I remember taking a bus ride with the marching band to a town a few hours away. A friend from school, Fritz, had invited a friend from his school with him for the day. The kid didn't know anyone and was pretty quiet. I remember being introduced to him, then sitting nearby. In high school at the time, there were little groups of friends who chatted with each other whenever they could. I was a senior and kept to myself. So while everyone else talked, I remained silent. Seeing Fritz's friend sitting there quietly too, I began asking him questions, listening, then asking him follow-up questions. A few days later, Fritz approached me in the hallway and said, "My friend said that you're the most interesting person he's ever met." "Really?" I asked with surprise. "Why? He didn't really ask me anything about myself." "He just said you were really cool," Fritz replied, then walked off. Then I realized it. I was interesting because I was asking him questions. Hilarious. The thing is, though, that's how human nature is. People crave attention. And when you give someone authentic attention by asking questions that you are generally interested in hearing an answer to, people will like you. This simple recipe will attract people to you like a magnet. The beauty of listening is that you are learning as you listen. If you were talking to someone who you don't respect and don't want to be like in any way, you are still learning, not what to do. Find someone you admire, meet them, ask them questions, actively listen. Listen. Ask questions, speak in terms of what the other person wants. And here's a quote from Alfred Adler, a Viennese psychologist, in his work, What Life Should Mean to You. "It is the individual who is not interested in his fellow men who has the greatest difficulties in life and provides the greatest injury to others. It is from among such individuals that all human failures spring." What Life Should Mean to You by Alfred Adler, Viennese psychologist. Means values and ends values. Take it further. Ask them how what they do makes them feel. The how it makes them feel is the means values. Let's go into this in a little more detail. There's means values and ends values. Here's an example of the difference. Ask someone why they enjoy jogging. The answer, it keeps me in shape and it's a stress releaser. Those are the means values, the evident end result of engaging in an activity of some sort. Now ask this person, how does jogging make you feel? The answer, it makes me feel toned, focused, sexy, and powerful, as if I can accomplish anything I want. It puts my mind at peace. Those are the ends values, the outcome of the means values, and the real reason why this person jogs. Interestingly, a lot of people are not even aware of the ends values in doing what they do. Once you know their ends values, you can help them get to those ends values by offering them your product or service. If you can give that person something that will fulfill that person's or the prospect's ends values, that person is likely to ask questions to find out more about your product or service. Don't be persistent or rude. You've dropped the hook, you've wiggled the worm, you've done what you need to do. Now it's time for you to leave. Look at your phone or watch, politely end the conversation, shake hands, then leave. Getting someone interested in listening to you begins with you listening to them. And while you're listening, don't be worried about making the sale. If you are, that will be evident in your facial expression, gestures, and tone of voice. Instead, get absorbed into what the other person is saying. Remember the simplicity and power of doing this. Number 1, listen. Number 2, ask questions, determine the ends values. Number 3, speak in terms of what the other person wants. Number 4, share your product or service as helping them reach their ends values. How getting what they want will make them feel, their ends values. Cultivate the rare art of listening. Not only will this bring you help and switch prospects to customers, it is likely to bring you more friends and provide you with insight into what people want and what they're willing to do to get what they want. Attract, don't chase. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth about the reason why you're selling your product or service. Be radically honest. This is almost unheard of in this day and age. For that reason alone, you will stand out from the crowd of dodgy salespeople who fake their way through life. If someone asks you why you're selling natural skincare products for your MLM, multi-level marketing company, you might offer this answer. 3 reasons. 1, it works. I was given a free sample that I used and my mom used, and after a week, we both got compliments on our skin. 2, I'd eventually like to work for myself from home, and this gives me an opportunity to do that while selling a product that I believe in. 3, I like helping people, and this product helps people get clearer skin and look years younger. The end result, they feel better about themselves and more confident. If you agree 100% with this answer, feel free to use it. Otherwise, think of 2 or 3 reasons why you're selling your product or service and memorize them. Excuse me. Make sure that at least one reason includes your own self-interest. Something like, I'd eventually like to work for myself from home. These days, job security is 2 or 3 jobs, and because of the economy, my job could get cut at any time. To reiterate, tell them the truth about the reason why you're selling this product or service. Be radically honest with them and with yourself. More often than not, the prospect will appreciate your candor and remember you for it. If you don't get a sale then, you're likely to get one later, or at least get a referral. Use humor. Use humor. Make them laugh. Have fun. Take yourself seriously, but don't be pretentious. Make fun of yourself. Be lighthearted. If you make people laugh, you will attract them to you. And guys, listen up. On a scale of 1 to 10, the number 1 or number 2 feature that will attract a woman is sense of humor. For many women, a sense of humor trumps looks. As long as you make them laugh, they will like you or even love you. It's almost impossible to not be attracted to someone who makes you laugh. With well-known comedians, this effect is seen on a broad scale. Comedians are some of the highest paid people in the world. And also, comedians are some of the most well-loved people in the world. Why is that? Well, I have a theory. They help us forget, and they help us remember. Think about it. When you laugh, you forget all your problems. At the same time, you remember everything fun about life. Comedians help us remember the truth because it's offered in the blanket of humor. Years ago, I wrote a book of quotes, and that was one of them. Humor is the truth wrapped in a blanket. Chris Kemp. Think about it. A comedian can get away with saying some truths that would otherwise be difficult to even mention in public, but within the framework of a joke, it is softened. Humor is healthy for the body. Proverbs 17:22, the Bible, King James Version. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. Proverbs 17:22, the Bible, King James Version. Another reason well-known comedians are paid so much is because they demonstrate value. When you induce a large number of people to laugh, you're helping them to avoid pain and gain pleasure. And for the most part, people are motivated by one or both of those triggers. To bring this to your reality, you can use humor to make yourself a more attractive person as you help those around you to avoid pain and gain pleasure by laughing. That's why very often, the most popular person in class is the class clown. They may fail the class, but they'll be remembered. It's likely their niche would be theater class rather than a traditional classroom setting. So to keep it short, use humor, make them laugh. When you're selling a product or service, don't take it too seriously. Don't even really care about making the sale. And don't take the rejection personally. No failure, only feedback. Instead, have fun, laugh, be lighthearted, smile, enjoy yourself. That type of attitude is infectious in a good way. Spread some cheer, be merry. You're sure to get more sales by being funny and positive and having fun. Even if you do not get the sale initially, your humor will get you more friends, which means more potential prospects that might become future customers. The power of curiosity. Use curiosity. A good story keeps us reading because we want to know what happens next. But have you ever picked up a used book, started reading, got really into it? Then you come to a missing page, or you've lost the book. If the book is well written, so that you're invested into the characters, you'll get another copy to see what happens next. According to my friend Terry, a therapist, the psychological term for this is called creating an open loop. It's also called unfinished business. Both an open loop and unfinished business demand satisfaction. An open loop needs to be closed. Unfinished business needs to be finished. I had a really interesting discussion with Terry about this topic, and she mentioned that some people cannot sleep at night due to unfinished business. They might have someone in their life that they need to forgive, and because they haven't done that, they can't sleep, Terry explained. Or maybe they have some unfinished business and even if they don't remember it consciously, the subconscious mind is keeping them awake. The mind is a very powerful thing, says Terry. William Arthur Ward. Curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning. A quote by William Arthur Ward. Generally speaking, TV show writers are professional when it comes to creating open loops. You'll find this at the end of each show, when highlights of next week's episode are shown, while the ringside sounding announcer ends his pitch with, "You don't want to miss this in the most shocking episode yet." And like you, I'm hoping to remember to watch the next episode, too. TV writers get paid well for a reason. They are effective at their craft. They can potentially reach millions of viewers, so with that kind of responsibility, high skills are required. Use curiosity to sell your product or service. For your product or service, you can use curiosity with great effect. Say that out loud right now. With great effect. How? A number of ways. Here's a few. Put together an advertisement for your product or service that follows a standard formula. 7 steps to selling a product or service. 1. Present a problem. 2. Agitate the problem. 3. Tell a story. 4. Present a solution. Tease them with benefits while hiding the solution recipe. 5. Sweeten the pot by offering free goodies if they order right now. 6. Heighten the drama with special price for limited time offer. 7. Offer incentive with 100% money back guarantee and keeping the free goodies as the bonus gift even if they decide not to buy. How I use this on my websites. To see examples of how I use a 7-step method or variations of the 7-step method to sell products and services, check out the websites below, a collection of squeeze pages and landing pages that I made. FlipFloridaLand.com, MakeBigProfitsFlippingFloridaLand.com, TheShiftDiet.com, MakeMoneyWithFBA.com. The above list is a few of the websites I've created using long-form or short-form copywriting to sell or try to sell a product or service and offer an incentive to sign them with contact details in order to get a freebie, lead magnet. So again, the 7 steps to selling a product or service. Number 1, present a problem. Number 2, agitate the problem. Number 3, tell a story. Number 4, present a solution. Tease them with benefits while hiding solution recipe. Number 5, sweeten the pot by offering free goodies if they order right now. Number 6, heighten the drama with special price for limited time offer. Number 7, offer incentive with 100% money back guarantee and keeping the free goodies as a bonus gift even if they decide not to buy. Share the benefits. The goal is to follow the steps 1 through 7 while concealing the process or recipe for the solution to the problem stated in number 1. Get people curious. You've got to get people curious about your offer before they'll be interested to know more and then buy from you. As mentioned, you can do this through advertisements, websites, capture pages, landing pages, and even offline with flyers, newspaper ads, magazine ads, and business cards. Another way to get people curious is to be unpredictable, outrageous, or quiet. Show results, not the product. Act as if you're a millionaire and you'll get people asking you how you got your money. Tell them you got it by being part of a mastermind group or mentorship, or by discovering the power of copywriting, digital marketing, and selling a product or a service. Be obscure, be brief. Don't say anything else. Answering in this way is likely to arouse curiosity. Curiosity is leverage, curiosity is power. At this point, they'll be practically begging you to know more. Still, remain nonchalant, almost indifferent. Then say, well, if you're really interested, here's my card. Give me an email, and maybe we can meet sometime this week. Or you can take it a step further by qualifying them. Qualify them. When they ask for more information, look them over with a slight grin, nod your head side to side and say, I don't know. They'll be frantic and ask you, you don't know what? You reply, I don't know if you could do this. It takes a special person. Are you special? Get them to sell themselves to you. Get them excited to know more. If they ask for details, remain mysterious, aloof, and funny. Be serious, but also have fun. Here's a quote by Walt Disney. We keep moving forward, opening new doors, and doing new things because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. A quote by Walt Disney. If you get people curious, you can get them highly excited to join your team. At this point, you qualify them to get them to sell themselves to you. So they will have a lot invested at this point as they try to prove themselves to you. Let them do that by joining your team and being the number one salesperson for your product or service. Get them curious, get them excited. Then little by little, draw them into your exclusive inner circle where they can get wealthy while helping other people. The beauty of using curiosity is that it is a hook with a bait that cannot be resisted because it creates an open loop that demands to be closed. This technique alone, using curiosity to turn a prospect into a loyal customer, can earn you huge profits. Become an expert at this and you're likely to generate massive revenue. Tell a story. Tell a story. Everyone loves a good story. Look at the popularity of movies and the high-paid writers who craft a screenplay that keeps moviegoers sitting in a theater for 2 to 3 hours. Besides the standard beginning, introduction of characters, middle, introduction of conflict, and end, resolution of conflict, a good story gives us a reason to care about the characters, a main character to root for, a villain to be avoided or dealt with, and a goal that needs to be overcome, an ending that satisfies, and a lot more. With your product or service, tell a story. With my ebook, Make Big Profits Flipping Florida Land, that you can find out more about at flipfloridaland.com and makebigprofitsflippingfloridaland.com, this would be my story. Beginning, introduction of characters. A few years ago, I was delivering pizzas at Papa John's while living on friends' couches in order to save money to get my first fixer-upper, handyman special property. My goal was to fix it up and flip, resell for profit it, or rent it out for additional income. Middle, introduction of conflict. After moving to North Florida and buying a property with the money that I had saved, I discovered there wasn't much in the way of jobs. I could either move back or stay here, but I wanted to stay here. Ending, resolution of conflict. One day, while reading the newspaper, I discovered an ad for a property for a few $100s. I did research, purchased the property, resold it for a profit, and continued doing this, eventually owning 17 properties in Florida, California, Arizona. The end result of the notes on doing this is the ebook, Make Big Profits Flipping Florida Land. Works anywhere in the U.S. So with your product or service, what you probably want to do is think about it in story form, like with the story form I just shared with you for flipfloortoland.com and make big profits flippingfloortoland.com. Think of how you could frame your product or service as a story with a 3-act structure. Beginning, introduction of characters. Middle, introduction of conflict. And ending, resolution of conflict. Tell it as a story, get people invested into hearing your story, and then at the end of it, you could identify, discover, and put together a solution that helped you that may be able to help the page viewer, the listener, the video viewer, and you could help them by sharing, by selling your product or service to them. A quote by William Bridges: "Each person's life is a story that is telling itself in the living." Tell your story. What's your story with your product or service? Write it down, memorize it, and when people are generally interested in hearing it, tell it to them. Use drama in telling your story and give them a reason to care. Keep them curious as to what will happen next. Sprinkle it with humor, conclude it with lessons learned, and hope for the future. Then tell them they are writing a story too with their actions. At the end of the day, will they be happy with the way their story came about? Gently tell them that once they buy your product or service, they can begin writing their story in a different way, one that brings huge value to others while simultaneously bringing profits to them. Let them know that your product can give them an opportunity to create a story with a happy ending. Let them know that your product can give them an opportunity to create a story with a happy ending. Demonstrate value. These 2 words are key to getting people attracted to you, your product, or your service. The absolute first thing you must do to get anyone interested in you is demonstrate value. If you don't demonstrate value to someone, they will not hang around you. If they don't hang around you, you won't make the sale. The fundamental 2 ways you can demonstrate value is by helping someone avoid pain, number 1, avoid pain, or number 2, gain pleasure. Before you get them interested in your product or service, you have to get them interested in you. How? By being yourself while at the same time honing your God-given gifts and using that skill to help others. Action plan. If you're not sure what your skill is, do this right now. Email or text or call 10 to 20 relatives, friends, acquaintances, and ask them this: what do you think my skill is? What do you think I'm good at? How do you think I can use this to move my life forward and help others? How can I use this to earn money? Your answers are very appreciated. Thank you, and then put your name there. You'll probably laugh when you read the answer, because often it's something that you weren't even aware of, but that a large number of your friends or family are completely aware of. Why is that? In life, sometimes we tend to see ourselves in a way that is far from who we really are. Proverbs 13:10, the Bible, King James Version. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Use their answers as a wake-up call to really find out where your skill is and how you can demonstrate value with that skill to help others avoid pain and gain pleasure. Helping others will gain you friends and fans, and sprinkle little curiosity seeds into the conversational soil every now and then. Phrases like, I made $150 yesterday. Or, in a year I'll be working for myself. Or, have you seen her? She looks so much younger. Or, have you seen how much better she looks? When they ask you about what happened, put in an endorsement for your product or service. Do not say anything else. Do not sell it. Wait until they ask you for more information. Let them see results of how you demonstrate value, of how your product or service demonstrates value. Eye appeal is buy appeal. Let them see results and let them lead the way to a purchase. Just answer questions and take their order. Share. Don't sell. Share information. Don't sell. Establish rapport. Establish rapport. Once you establish some kind of rapport with your prospect, either through copywriting or in person, you are likely to make a sale, get a referral, or both. Shirley Jones. It was a wonderful time making The Partridge Family, and I loved every minute of it. We had a great executive producer who was in tune with all of us. We had an incredible rapport, and I think that's what made us successful. Shirley Jones. Rapport is a relationship of mutual trust and respect when two people are comfortable with each other, usually due to sharing similar interests and trust and respect. They share rapport. Use these 5 steps to build rapport with someone. Listen, get to the point, be funny and respectful, ask for advice, ask questions, be honest. In order to build a comfortable relationship with someone, you must first understand the different thinking styles that people use. Thinking styles and sorting styles. Typically, people tend to sort information in various ways. Some people tend to sort visually, or how they see. Some people tend to sort auditorily, or how they hear. Some people tend to sort kinesthetically, or how they feel about something or someone. These are called sorting styles. There are 3 dominant sorting styles. Visual, with the eyes, seeing, visuals, pictures. Auditory, with the ears, hearing, listening, and sounds. And kinesthetic, feelings. Out of the 3 dominant thinking styles, people usually behave with one as their main way to communicate. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll anchor their main sorting style or thinking style, the way they accumulate information, with another style. So we're going off book. I'm going to explain this. For example, a guy might be a visual with a kinesthetic slide, meaning that guy is visually oriented. He remembers stuff visually, but he anchors it with a feeling. A girl might be auditory with a kinesthetic slide, or a kinesthetic anchor. Her main sorting style might be the way things or a person sounds, and then she anchors that with a feeling. So it slides to a feeling. So out of the 3 dominant thinking styles, or sorting styles, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, people usually behave with one as their main way to communicate. Typically, a person who has auditory, main dominant sorting style being auditory, will use phrases such as, "That sounds fun," "That sounds good to me," "I hear what you're saying." Often an auditory person will tell a story like this. "Then I said," "Then she said," "Then I said." A visual-oriented sorting style person would use phrases like this. "I see. I don't really see what you're saying. Ah, I can picture it." A kinesthetic-oriented sorting style person would use phrases like this. "I'm really feeling it. I feel really good. That feels good." In a conversation, if you notice the other person is about to fall asleep or getting fidgety, listen to the words they use. They probably have a different communication style than you. If you are visual and they are auditory, then you need to get auditory. You can relate to them in a way that they understand. Where does the rest of communication come through? According to studies, only 7% of what is communicated between people is translated through words. Where does the rest come through? 38% of what's communicated between people comes through the tone of voice, the tempo, the timbre. 55% of communication comes from body language. To get your prospect comfortable with you, you want to mirror their words, 7%, tone of voice and tempo of speech, 38%, and body language, 55%. Mirroring and matching both their communication style, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and body language will help you build rapport among you and your prospect. Exercise these techniques with subtlety. By communicating effectively, you are establishing rapport in an efficient manner. Establishing rapport quickly is a critical component in making a positive impression while you are sharing your product or service to a prospect. Over the long term, building rapport can be used to help you build your audience and grow your profits for your product or service. Treat this technique with great care and reap the benefits of positive results. Summary. Memorize these principles, learn them by applying them. Once these become second nature to you, you will automatically apply them when mentioning a product or service to a prospect. Number 1, listen. Number 2, tell them the truth. Number 3, use humor. Number 4, use curiosity. Number 5, tell a story. Number 6, demonstrate value. Number 7, establish rapport. Get really good at all these techniques and you'll have your own personal 7-person sales team that will hook your prospect and switch them to a loyal customer. If you enjoyed this book, please share it with a friend. Thank you. Chris Kemp, Sunday, 5:51 p.m. Email bicycledays@yahoo.com. P.S. Probably the most important site you will ever visit, www.evangelicaloutreach.com. Additional help. If you enjoyed this free ebook course and want further help, feel free to reach out to me via email with your request. I do life coaching and a number of other things. My rates are reasonable and I am willing to work within your budget. To get started, email me, bicycledays@yahoo.com. There might be one little thing getting in the way of you reaching your dreams, and perhaps you're so deep in your situation, you're unable to see that one little thing. Sometimes you just need a fresh perspective. I might be able to help. To get started, email me, bicycledays@yahoo.com. Thank you for listening to this ebook, and you're welcome to share it with friends. And this is Hooked. Discover the 7 principles of attraction marketing that you can use in life and business for success. Hooked. How to turn indifferent prospects into loyal customers who are hooked for life. Thank you. Have a great day, and God bless you.